The beauty of what we're doing is that we're not going for a short stay, but we're going to have a sustained presence on the moon, where we can learn to live away from our home planet, and we can take those lessons that we learn and apply them to deep space exploration for a journey to Mars.
The way we're getting to the moon, of course, is with the help of a very powerful rocket, the Space Launch System, or SLS. Tell me about this rocket's capability.
This rocket is key to us returning to the surface of the moon. It is about 15% more powerful than the Saturn V vehicles that we used for lunar exploration prior, and it weighs about 1 million pounds less.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, look to the right between the grass and the water. Once in a while, you can see some alligators laying in here. Oh, there's one right here on the right-hand side. You see that guy laying in the grass over there?
In that generation, there's also scientific discovery. We're still learning from the samples that we collected during the first trip to the moon, the first trips to the moon. And so what are we going to learn when we are there to stay? And then, of course, there's technology development. If you think about some of the things that apply in our daily lives, flame retardant materials, miniaturized electronics, and how they have made such an impact in our daily lives, and all of which you can find a thread back to NASA exploration.
Well, thank you, Charlie, for telling us about your role and showing us what happens inside this boom. It was really exciting to listen to you talk, and thank you for being here.
Oh, it's my pleasure to be here. I love talking
Oh, there was
about
a little
launch
baby
team
we just
and
went
what
by it.
happens in the Launch Control Center. And I hope all of you have an incredible day. Enjoy your day at Kennedy Space Center, and go Artemis.
And so he shot it. Shot the alien because it was considered threatening Mars.
But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why 35 years ago? Why the Atlantic? Why does Rice play Texas? We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things. Not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
When President John F. Kennedy made this speech in 1962, he set in motion an era of discovery that would change humankind forever. 7 years after he spoke these ambitious words, the world watched as Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin became the first people to walk on the moon. The achievements of the men and women who worked on the space program in these early decades of NASA helped propel the technology we use every day. NASA and the thriving private space industry at Kennedy Space Center today are the living legacy of their story. As we arrive at the Apollo Saturn V Center to learn more about that historic era, get ready to step back into a time when NASA had everything to prove to a nation focused on one goal: to be the first country to land a person on the moon.
Please check around your seat to make sure you have all of your belongings before departing the bus. Wait at the metal doors to enter the Apollo Saturn V Center. A new show will begin every 10 minutes. Stay and explore as long as you like, and simply exit through the Right Stuff gift shop to board a bus back to the visitor complex.
What is it though?
Apollo 13, maybe? Yeah, the Apollo mission.